I replaced my entire workout with only kettlebell exercises. Here's what happened. But before we jump right into the swing of things, we need to do some research. I'm a group fitness instructor. I use kettlebells in my classes, but I don't use them in my personal workouts, and I'm not kettlebell certified, so I got a lot to learn, and I'm excited to see what happens.
And boy, was I gonna learn.
I'm not used to having something this big and heavy in between my legs.
Anyway, I started out with a warm-up, then got right into a 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off circuit of swings, presses, lunges, and cleans. I did that for 3 rounds. Then after that, I did a 15-minute AMRAP, or as many rounds as possible, of standing windmills, plank pull-throughs, bent over rows, and goblet squats. Now, day 1 was a wake-up call. My conditioning seemingly non-existent, my form slacking, and doing kettlebells lends itself to a full body workout, which I never really do unless I'm in a class, so this seemingly simple and quick workout left my body more exhausted than what I call the Philly Bermuda Triangle, which is hitting Frankie Bradley's Woodies and Voyeur all in one night. So, while I take a rest day, let's talk about how I'm going to rank this kettlebell program.
I'm going to rank this workout on a scale of 1 to 5 on 3 categories: convenience, comfortability, and effectiveness. Now, I've done this video before, but with only TRX strap exercises. Make sure you watch that one. So, I'm excited to see how it compares. All right, enough stalling. Let's get into
Day 2. Starting off with the same circuit, but some more exciting variations. I did single arm swings instead of the two-handed, a push press, which helped me get a heavier weight than the strict press, a challenging overhead reverse lunge, where I did have to go down in weight for that one, challenge the balance a little bit more, and a swing clean, where the timing became a factor. Next up was that AMRAP again, and it only had a couple of changes. We started out with break dancers. These actually pair with the windmills from day 1, because day 3 I got something special planned, and did gorilla rows, so I had that chance to brace with the opposite arm, which let me row a little bit heavier of a bell this time through. So the AMRAP felt super nice, and I'm excited to see what we got for day 3. Upgraded the circuit yet again. Swings are now switching to a hand-to-hand swing with that handoff at the float point in the middle. The press became a jerk, so I was able to lift the heaviest bell yet. Added a knee drive to the end of the lunge, and the clean switched to this super cool tactical clean. Took me a second to get with the timing, but I think I figured it out by the end. Now, the true glory of today, day 3, is this AMRAP, where we put the past 2 days together, and it gave me this full Turkish get-up. It's an amazing movement. Everyone should learn it. Even with a light weight, this was hard work. So, where does that leave us? Should you replace your workout with only kettlebell exercises? Probably not. Can you get a great workout with only using a kettlebell? Yeah. Something about this series is not finding one thing or one trick to rule it all for the rest of your workout. It's to find what these tools and equipment pieces can be useful for. TRX straps, like that video that you're going to watch after this one, was really great at making sure that you had the stabilizers working and you were activating the core. So it's a great starter before you get into some more advanced lifts. Kettlebells have a different use. Dude, you're on camera. Kettlebells have some great full body movements, really great tackle on the glutes. Doing all those swings and swing clean variations really hit my glutes hard, which was great. Between the abs from the TRX straps last week and the glutes from the kettlebells this week, I think my entire anterior pelvic tilt is completely gone. So to get into the actual rankings, for convenience, I'm going to put kettlebells at 4 stars. Not quite 5, because they're not as portable as the TRX straps. They're not necessarily in every gym. Some gyms don't have kettlebells, but they're still very convenient. If you have a gym that has kettlebells and has a big range of them, you're going to get a great workout only needing them. For comfortability, I'm also going to put them at 4. I think they're pretty comfortable. I can imagine the handle might not work for everyone. Different kettlebell companies have different shapes for the handle, different girths. For me, it feels pretty comfortable. I think for most people's hands, they'll feel pretty good. Once you get past that initial learning curve of where to rest it on your forearm for some of these movements, feels like a breeze, rests on there nice and easy. And for effectiveness, what am I gonna rank them for effectiveness? For effectiveness,
I'm actually going to bump them down to a 3. I know that's going to be pretty crazy. There's going to be some wild comments. Totally understand. I can see where you're coming from, but listen to me out. I think there's a lot of other exercises that can get you the same, if not better results as kettlebells. I'm not saying that kettlebells are worse, but I'm just saying that they're pretty equal with a lot of things. There's some kettlebell exercises that are going to be easier or even better to do with dumbbells. I think those plank pull-throughs would have gotten a little bit more range of motion if that handle sit a little bit lower. There's also only so many kettlebell exercises, and there is a lot, don't get me wrong, but there's only so many you can do. I think you'll get to a point where the effectiveness starts to wear out. It can also be a little bit hard with progressive overload depending on the amount of weights and weight sizes that you have for kettlebells at your gym to be able to go up in weight. Sometimes that gap is pretty big. A 2 kilo gap is about 5 pounds. I learned a lot. I still have a lot to learn. I hope you enjoyed the video. This one I think is a little bit quicker, which is nice. And next week I got a totally different video planned. So get your aprons because we're going to be in the kitchen working on some pre-workout. Take care. Me and Toffee wish you a nice whatever day of the week it is that you're watching this.